Ready, come have some. A subtle, uneasy silence falls over the room. Everyone seems lost in their own thoughts, making small talk just to fill the quiet. As evening creeps in, Eli brightens up. Rain, come grab dinner with us. My treat. Think of it as a thank you for talking me through this. Before I can respond, Zara, who's putting on her shoes by the door, goes completely still for just a moment. She glances back at me, her expression unreadable, something unsaid hovering on her lips. I understand immediately. Of course. Why would she want her soon-to-be ex-husband sitting between her and the person she cares about? I smile quietly and stand up. I'll pass. Things have been hectic lately. I'm worn out. Just want to head home early and rest. You two go ahead. Have fun. Eli tries to insist, but Zara moves first. She presses the car keys into his hand and practically steers him out the door. Eli, go wait for me in the car. I need to go over some medical follow-up with Rain real quick. Her tone leaves no room for argument. The door closes, and the apartment suddenly holds only the two of us. The silence is suffocating. I can hear my own slow, heavy heartbeat, and her slightly unsteady breathing. Facing me, that familiar look of helpless panic crosses Zara's face again. She opens her mouth, searching for words, trying to explain what just happened, to explain her and Eli. You don't have to make this awkward. I speak first, my voice completely flat. We agreed before the wedding to keep the marriage secret. I gave you my word, and I'll keep it. Your friends won't hear it from me. I say it like I'm reading from a document that has nothing to do with me. Zara blinks like she didn't expect that. The tension in her face softens, replaced by something complicated, gratitude mixed with what might be a trace of guilt. Rain, thank you. She says it quietly, her fingers twisting the hem of her shirt without thinking. Just give me a little more time. I'm getting used to this, the secret marriage thing. When the moment is right, I'll tell everyone that you're my husband. She gives me another promise. She sounds sincere, but my heart went cold a long time ago. After she leaves, I finally lose it. I lunge to the coffee table, yank out a few tissues and press them over my mouth. After a fit of coughing that tears through me, I open my hand. The center of the white tissue is bright red with blood. Zara, oh Zara, I don't even care anymore whether you ever tell anyone about us. 5 years of marriage and I have already burned through every last drop of hope I had. And now, I'm dying. There is no future you keep promising me. These last few days, I just want to live for myself, for once. I've barely cleaned up the blood when my phone buzzes. It's a message from Professor Chen, my closest mentor from college. Rain, October 13th is the school's 80th anniversary alumni reunion. Your old classmates have been asking about you. It's been so long. Hope you can come back and see everyone. Reading his message, something warm and painful stirs inside me. Back in college, I chased after Zara with everything I had and got nowhere. I fell into self-doubt and grief more times than I can count. Professor Chen was the one who pulled me back, again and again. He encouraged me, dragged me out of the dark. After graduation, life got busy and our contact faded. So much so that now, with my days running out, I almost forgot about him. Almost. I don't hesitate. I reply right away. Of course I'll be there, Professor. Wouldn't miss it. We exchange a few more lines, then the conversation ends. My sick body feels like a machine running on fumes. Just standing and talking for a little while, taking care of a few small things, leaves me completely drained. I wash up early and lie down. But tonight, Zara actually comes home, and earlier than usual. She's carrying a bag of takeout. The sound of the door wakes me. I look at the containers in her hand. No need to guess. Probably spicy food my body can't handle. She seems surprised to find me already in bed. Sorry, I didn't know you'd already gone to sleep. Did I wake you? It's fine. I shake my head, my voice rough from sleep. I get up to use the bathroom. When I come back, Zara is leaning against the headboard, scrolling through her phone. She suddenly looks up at me, like she's made up her mind about something. She speaks. Rain, haven't you always said you wanted to take a trip to the beach? Next month I can swap a shift. I'll take you. The offer comes out of nowhere. Is this her version of making it up to me? I don't care anymore. The cooling off period has only days left. I don't want complications, and I don't want to be tangled up with her any further. So I calmly shake my head and decline. Work's been busy. I can't get away right now. Zara stares at me, clearly taken aback. Confusion fills her eyes. After all, ever since we met, I was always the one making plans, always the one reaching out. She was usually the one brushing me off or giving vague excuses. For once, she's the one who initiates. And I respond like this. She thinks it over and probably decides I'm still upset about Eli. The guilt inside her must deepen. Surprisingly, she doesn't drop it. She stays by my side and offers one alternative after another. A new movie, a trendy restaurant that just opened, even a concert. I turn them all down. I can't let her notice how sick I am, or how decided I already am about leaving. Finally, before she can suggest something else, I get there first. October 13th, there's an alumni reunion at my old university. Professor Chen asked me to come back. Do you want to come? My tone is flat, less like an invitation, more like a statement. Hearing this, Zara visibly relaxes, like she's finally found a way to make things right. She agrees immediately. No problem. I'll switch shifts that day. We'll go together. Now that we have a plan, the guilt on Zara's face eases a little. She lies down and her breathing soon turns slow and even, but I lie with my back to her, eyes open in the dark, staring at the blurred shapes on the wall. The digital calendar on the wall glows faintly. silently, counting down in silence. The reunion is on the 13th. The 14th is when our 30-day cooling-off period officially ends. This reunion will probably be the last time Zara and I are ever in the same room. Maybe because I'm finally letting go, there's a strange lightness in my chest. I even manage a joke. I made a promise to Professor Chen. Don't you dare stand me up this time. Zara doesn't turn over. Her voice is thick with sleep. Relax, I won't. Go to sleep. It's late. The room falls quiet again. I smile softly, say nothing more, and close my eyes. Over the next few days, Zara doesn't come home. She's probably buried in work at the hospital, or helping Eli get through his divorce. I use the remaining time to pack up what's left of my things and ship them back to my parents. On the morning of the reunion, I dig out a casual outfit I used to wear in college. It hangs loose on me now, but the style still holds up. I comb my hair into something close to how I wore it back then, and grab the old camera I've had for years. Today, I'm saying a proper goodbye to a love that was never going to work. I'm just about to leave when the lock turns. Zara walks in. I'm genuinely surprised. This time she actually showed up. We head downstairs together. She drives, windows cracked open, the cool early autumn air brushing across our faces. It's been a long time since I've let my mind go blank like this, just feeling the wind. My mood, surprisingly, isn't bad. Zara seems to catch the ease of it too. There's a rare warmth in her eyes, and she even brings up some funny memories from university. The mood between us is unusually light, as if there was never anyone between us at all. Before long, the car pulls up in front of our old campus. The familiar plane trees, the red brick buildings. It pulls me back in an instant. Zara unbuckles her seatbelt, her voice bright. Let's go. We'll wander around campus first, soak up some nostalgia, then have dinner with Professor Chen tonight. I'm about to push open the door when the phone Zara left on the center console suddenly lights up. A ringtone cuts through the warmth in the car. She glances at the screen. It's Eli. Her fingers freeze. A flicker of hesitation crosses her face, but only for a second. She answers. I'm still in the passenger seat. The door still closed. The car is sealed and quiet. Through the phone, Eli's voice, laced with tears, drifts faintly across. Zara, I fell at home. My ankle, I think it's sprained. It's really swollen. I can't move. Can you come? Please? Zara's expression shifts immediately. She leans forward, her voice sharp with undisguised urgency. Is it bad? Don't move around. I'm on my way. She hangs up and turns to me. Her face is written with guilt and conflict. I'm sorry, Rain. Her words come fast. Eli sprained his ankle pretty badly. He's alone and I'm worried. I have to go check on him. You go ahead and enjoy the campus. I'll try to be back before dinner, okay? I watch her face, anxious and rushed, and feel nothing, not even disappointment. The moment I heard Eli's voice, I already knew. Zara had chosen again, and it wasn't me. Sure, go! I nod and step out of the car. Clean, quick. Zara doesn't even offer an extra sorry. The car spins around, merges into traffic, and disappears. I walk alone through the familiar tree-lined paths of campus, drifting without thinking to every place I once haunted while chasing after Zara. The corner of the library she used to love, the bench on the lawn she always sat on, the tree-lined walkway she took after every class, the back door of the gym where I once worked up the nerve to ask for her number and got shut down cold. I photograph every single one to keep as something to hold on to. Then I visit Professor Chen at the faculty residence. We talk for a long time. It feels good. He's still the same, warm and full of stories, always looking out for his students. But midway through the conversation, Professor Chen adjusts his glasses and takes a long look at me. His brow creases with concern. Rain, you don't look well at all. Are you overworking yourself? Your health comes first. Don't push through it alone. Something warm moves through me, and then something aching. Even a teacher I haven't seen in years can see at a glance how bad I look. But my wife, a doctor, Zara, when did you ever truly look at me? After dinner with the professor, I take a cab home alone. My phone buzzes on the way. I log into my secret account and check Zara's social feed. Sure enough, she's posted. No caption, just a short video. I tap it. It shows the living room at Eli's place. His ankle is swollen, wrapped in an ice pack. Zara's slender hands are carefully rubbing ointment over it. The camera shifts, turning to her own face. She puts a finger to her lips, then types, asking for urgent advice. Anyone know what to do for a sprained ankle besides ice and ointment? What actually helps with the pain and swelling? Need answers fast. Poor thing, poor thing. 2 heart emojis at the end, dripping with sympathy. In this moment, I think of the things Zara said just days ago, her careful attempts to make it up to me, and I laugh, softly, without meaning to. What was the point of any of that? Zara, in your heart, I have never once come before Eli. Not once. I am always last. But if you knew our marriage was about to be over for good, if you knew I was running out of time, would you feel even a sliver of regret? That question will never get an answer from Zara, and I stopped caring about it a long time ago. The cab passes Mr. Zhang's law office, and I ask the driver to pull over. I get out and go in. I push open the door to Mr. Zhang's office. He's sorting through case files. He looks up, clearly surprised, and stands right away. Mr. Yang, what brings you here? Are you doing okay? I'm fine. I take a seat across from him and get straight to the point. Mr. Zhang, today is the last day of the 30-day cooling-off period between me and Zara. I need to confirm something. After midnight tonight, does everything go through automatically? Is there anything else either of us needs to do? Mr. Zhang looks up, studying me from behind his glasses. My thin, haggard appearance seems to catch him off guard. He pauses for a few seconds before answering. Yes, Mr. Yang. Under the law, once the 30-day period ends, if neither party has filed a withdrawal at the Civil Affairs Bureau, then starting tomorrow, the marriage is automatically dissolved. He pauses. His voice softens, becoming careful and warm. Congratulations on taking this new step. I hope everything ahead of you is good. Everything. For someone whose life is already counting down to an end, that might be the simplest and most extravagant wish anyone could give. I thank him sincerely and leave. Back in the car. Finally, the long and exhausting story between Zara and me is almost over. This chapter cost me more than anything else in my life. The ending is messy, but at least it's an ending. All the way into the next afternoon, Zara still hasn't come home. Not a single message. I don't mind. I transfer the photos I took yesterday at the campus to a drive and take them to the print shop downstairs to develop. When I get them back, I sit at my desk and pick up a pen. On the back of every single photo, I write a few short lines. Each photo is a key that unlocks a flood of memories. Details I thought had long faded turn out to be carved into my bones. As I write, I almost admire the person I used to be. Then the moment comes. The cooling off period ends, and with it, the worst episode of coughing up blood since I got sick. I'm bent over the bathroom sink, heaving until the world goes dark and my vision flickers in and out, as if my body is trying to turn itself inside out. The physical pain is unbearable, but somewhere beyond it, my soul feels like it's quietly detaching. A strange, eerie relief. When it finally stops, I don't even have the strength to clean the sink. All I can do is turn on the tap and let the cold water wash the red away. I drag myself back to the living room, hand pressed against the wall. I switch the camera to video mode. I want to leave Zara one last message. Facing that cold lens, I try to speak, but the coughing keeps tearing through me. It racks me apart, forces tears down my face whether I want them or not. I must look like something barely alive, but I keep going, and I get through it. Zara, as you can see, I'm dying. I once sat and counted, and loving you has taken up nearly half my entire life. That's almost hard to believe, and yet here I am, having done so many stupid things because of it, giving everything I had. I tried, truly, but I'm sorry. I never made it in, so I'm letting go. With the time I have left, I'm giving you back your freedom. Go be with Eli, don't come looking for me. These last few days, I want to be alone. And Zara, I wish you well in this divorce. I hope you get everything you ever wanted. At the very end of the video, I force my face into something that might be a smile. Then I press stop. The clock hits exactly midnight. I find the divorce agreement, lay it beside the developed photos, set the camera on top of all of it, like sealing a ceremony. I look around the apartment I've lived in for 5 years. Quietly, I say, "Goodbye, Zara. Goodbye, Rain." Then I open the door and leave without looking back. I booked a flight back to my hometown. Before everything ends, I want to see my parents one more time, to spend a few days with them, and then set out alone to finish the journey I never completed. In the cab to the airport, I take out my phone and block Zara everywhere. Then I call my parents. "Mom, Dad, it's me. I have a long work trip coming up. It might be hard to reach me for a while. About Zara, she lost her phone, so she's unreachable for now. If you need anything, use my new number. Oh, and her old account, she probably won't be using it anymore. You can delete it so you don't bother her." I say all of this in a calm, even voice, spinning a lie full of holes. My parents on the other end seem a little confused, but in the end they choose to trust their son. That's that. Cut every thread that could lead anyone to me, and disappear in peace. Meanwhile, on the other side of the city, Zara stayed at Eli's apartment the whole night. By dawn, the swelling in his ankle had eased just enough, and he had finally fallen into a deep sleep. Only then does she drag herself home, exhausted. She checks the time. It's almost noon. It suddenly hits her that she stood me up again yesterday. She calls me on the way home, wanting to apologize, to explain, to ask how the reunion went. "The number you have dialed is currently unavailable. Please try again later." She calls over 20 times. Every single time the same cold, automated voice. Zara's fingers tighten around the steering wheel. A nameless unease rises inside her. In 5 years of marriage, this is the first time she has ever been completely unable to reach me. She tries messaging me instead, and a bright red exclamation mark appears. Zara can barely believe what she's seeing. She hits the brakes and pulls over. She checks again and again. No mistake. Calls won't go through. She's been blocked. She thinks back to all the strange things I've been doing lately. Suddenly getting rid of our shared belongings. The early move. The pallor of my skin. How worn out I've looked. And that mention of the divorce cooling to off period at the law office. A terrible thought slithers up her spine like a cold snake. Her heart seizes with panic. Something important is slipping completely out of her grip. She floors the accelerator. The car tears back toward home. She shoves the door open. She stops cold. Everything that belongs to her is right where she left it, but every trace of me is gone, wiped clean, as if I was never here at all. Zara's heart slams against her chest. She rushes into the bedroom, throws open the wardrobe. My half is completely empty. The study, the balcony, the bathroom, not a single sign that I ever existed in any of it. She knows. I moved out. Everything, gone. But wait, the new place. Zara grabs onto it like a lifeline and races to the apartment I supposedly bought. She uses her key, opens the door to absolutely nothing. Not even basic furniture. Just cold walls and bare floors catching the pale daylight from the window. No sign anyone ever lived there. The property transfer, the moving company, all of it was a lie. The panic inside Zara is so thick she can barely breathe. Her mind goes blank. Sheer terror locks around her. She doesn't even know how she makes it back to the old apartment. She moves on pure instinct, checking every room, desperately hoping I'm just hiding somewhere, or that I've left something behind. Then she steps back into the bedroom, and her eyes land on the nightstand. Sitting there quietly, a stack of photographs, the old camera, and a document. The sight of that camera, so familiar, uncoils something in her chest. Okay, this camera is his most treasured thing. He always said it was where his love of photography began, a gift from his mother. It's still here. He can't have gone far. Maybe he just needed some air. She crosses the room like someone clutching a piece of driftwood, not even glancing at the document. She picks up the photos first. Yesterday's photos from the campus. She goes through them one by one, every place I walked alone. Looking at these scenes she knows so well, something complicated rises inside her. Guilt, and a faint quiet ache of something like missing. Then she finds the writing on the backs of the photos. She goes still, line after line, sentence after sentence, all about how clumsy and earnest my love for her once was, how she turned me down, how I quietly fell apart inside. Zara never knew any of this, never knew how many foolish things I did for her when she wasn't looking, how many tears I cried, watching all those faded memories surface in this way. Something hard inside her quietly gives way, her eyes go red without her meaning them to. She thinks of the version of me that used to follow quietly behind her in college, eyes lighting up every time they found her face, the corners of her mouth lift in a smile that aches. "You idiot," she whispers, and sets the photos down. She picks up the camera, heart full of guilt, and something close to hope. Maybe there are more photos of him inside, or something else. She powers it on. The screen lights up. The last saved file is a video with no title, recorded late last night. Something lurches inside her. With trembling fingers she presses play. The screen fills with my face, a face so visibly devastatingly sick. The moment Zara sees it clearly, her heart contracts like it's been grabbed. As a doctor, she knows exactly what that kind of face means. When did you get sick? The words tear out of her, her voice shaking completely. The Emmy on screen can't hear her. I just face the lens and begin to speak haltingly. "Zara, as you can see, I have a terminal illness. My life is already counting down." I sat and counted and recounted, and you know what I found? Without even realizing it, loving you has taken up most of my life. What a thing that is. When I think about it now, I still think it was beautiful. How many times did I throw everything aside just because of how I felt about you? I gave everything. I tried my hardest, but I never made it in. So I'm choosing to let go. In the time I have left, I'm giving you back your freedom. Go be with Eli. That's what you want, and I want it for you too. And please, don't come looking for me. These last few days, I want to live for myself. On the screen, I keep coughing, keep bleeding, curling in on myself, and yet I push through. Zara, I wish you well in this divorce. A month ago, I signed the divorce agreement, and so did you. Today is the final day of our cooling off period. Our marriage is now over. I hope you and Eli find your way to each other. Maybe you don't care about me, but I need to say it anyway. Don't come for me. I don't have many days left, and in those days, I don't want to see you. Every single word, razor sharp, like 10,000 burning needles driving straight into Zara's chest. The pain strips every bit of strength from her in an instant. Her breath stops. Her mind goes completely blank. The divorce agreement. He signed it? When? When did I ever sign anything? Zara's eyes go wide. Her face drains of all color. The sudden weight of the truth nearly shatters her completely. It's not possible. How could he have signed that agreement? He had no idea I was filing for divorce. The shock and terror make her hand jerk. The camera falls with a crack. The screen shatters on impact. The sound jolts her back. Her gaze finally moves mechanically to the nightstand, to the document she overlooked. The craft envelope looks familiar. With trembling hands, she reaches for it, pulls it open. The first page hits her in bold block letters, divorce agreement. She flips to the last page, to the signature line. There's Rain's name. And right beside it, her own handwriting. When? How is this possible? When did this happen? Zara is completely blindsided. Her voice breaks apart completely. Her heart feels like it's been hollowed out in an instant. Nothing left but a hollow that won't stop aching. The first day of the cooling off period. Wasn't that the day she took Eli to the movies? She did run into me at the hospital that day. I did hand her a document to sign. I told her it was a property transfer. Scene after scene she had ignored comes flooding back all at once. I had her sign at the hospital, but I deliberately showed her only the last page. Director Lou asked her to take the terminal diagnosis and the voluntary asset waiver down to a patient. The one who came to collect them was me. And over those 30 days I kept getting paler and weaker, but always brushed it off with, "I'm fine." Every scattered piece now gets brutally threaded together by two lines: terminal illness and divorce. The truth they form is more than she can bear. I should have seen it. I should have seen it. Zara's legs give out. She crumbles onto the cold floor, tears breaking free like a dam that finally gives way. Her heart feels like invisible hands are ripping it apart. She can barely breathe. She understands it all now. This past month, I already knew I was dying. I carefully constructed a story about a property transfer to trick her into signing the divorce agreement, then used what time he had left to erase every trace of himself, quietly and completely, from her world. Rain, how could you? How could you not tell me? How could you do this to me? Zara breaks down completely, every emotion inside her detonating at once, nearly consuming her. But quickly, whatever rational instinct remains, the part of her that is a doctor, forces her to her feet. She can't fall apart now. Rain is sick, critically sick. Where could he go alone in this condition? She scrambles up off the floor, doesn't even bother wiping her face, snatches her keys and bolts out the door, driving flat out straight to the hospital. Director Liu. That day, Rain came in as a patient. Director Liu must know everything about his condition. Zara charges into Director Liu's office without slowing down. The door slams into the wall with a crash. Other doctors inside are going over cases. They all freeze at the sight of her, red-eyed and barely holding together. Director Liu looks up, sees who it is, and frowns. "Joe, what's going on?" "Director Liu." Zara reaches his desk and plants both hands on the edge, her whole body still shaking. Her voice is raw and broken. "Rain's illness. Did you know about it all along? His terminal diagnosis. Why didn't you tell me?" "Rain?" Director Liu blinks, then catches up quickly. "You mean Mr. Yang?" "Yes, he's my patient. He made an impression on me. He always came alone. His condition was not good." "What's happened? Do you know him?" Zara loses it entirely. "Why did you keep it from me too? How could he be that sick and not one single person told me? I am his wife." She screams the last word like it's being torn from somewhere deep and bleeding. "His wife?" Director Liu stares, stunned, his pen dropping onto the desk. He stands up sharply, his face flooded with disbelief. "Joe, what did you just say? Rain is your husband? Aren't you still single? Wasn't your boyfriend the guy who came to the department dinner that one time?" That question lands like a thunderbolt, because for 5 years, at work, in front of every colleague and friend, she had always presented herself as single. She never once acknowledged being married. She had nearly forgotten it herself. The cruelty and irony of that realization hits her so hard that her legs nearly buckle. She staggers back 2 steps and grabs a chair to keep from falling. The anger in her gives way to something deeper: despair, regret. "Yes, he is my husband. We have been married for 5 years. She drops her head, and tears fall heavy and fast, hitting the floor. Her voice drops to almost nothing. "I'm sorry, Director Liu, I lost control just now." He watches her, and between what she's just said and things he had vaguely heard before, he pieces together most of the picture. He lets out a long sigh, waves the others off, gesturing for the other doctors to leave. Once it's just the two of them, he speaks carefully. "Joe, take a breath, calm down. Rain's condition is genuinely very serious. He has been resistant to treatment, and his state of mind has been very dark." He also mentioned that he and his wife were in the middle of a divorce. Liu pauses, taking in Zara's pale face, choosing to leave some things unsaid. "Is there perhaps some kind of misunderstanding between you two? Given where he is right now, he shouldn't be alone." "A misunderstanding?" Zara laughs bitterly and shakes her head. The tears come harder. "No, there's no misunderstanding. This is on me. I lost him. I can't find him. He blocked me everywhere. He's gone." Director Liu thinks of Eli, who had been so close to Zara at that department dinner. He thinks of Rain, every time he came in alone, with that hollow, empty look like nothing in the world mattered. A sad picture takes shape in his mind. He knows better than to say more. He tries to offer comfort. "Don't panic just yet. Think carefully. You're the closest person to him. There has to be a way. And with his illness, maybe in these final days, he'll want to be near family." Family. Zara's head snaps up like she's grabbed onto something. Most terminal patients choose to spend their last days with their parents, but that thought is barely formed before. A second later, a deeper wave of pain and helplessness swallows it whole, because she realizes, with grief, that in 5 years of marriage, she doesn't have the contact information for a single one of my friends. Not my hometown address, not my parents' names, not their phone numbers. She never thought to care, let alone memorize them. What a joke of a wife she has been. What a failure. On her own, she has absolutely no way to find me. Desperate, Zara turns back to Director Liu and begs, like she's clinging to the last thread she has. "Director Liu, please, you're his doctor. You have his contact information. You have to. Please just tell me. I need to find him. I have to find him." Watching Zara plead like this, Director Liu is moved, but he shakes his head firmly. "Joe, it's not that I don't want to help. This is a patient's private information. The hospital has strict rules. I cannot share a patient's contact details. It's against policy and against my professional ethics." Zara knows the rules better than anyone. but she is completely out of options. She drops to her knees right in front of him. "Director Liu, I'm begging you, I know the rules, but I have nothing left. He is so sick, he's out there alone. If something happens to him, please just help me. Even if it's just passing along a message, tell him I'm looking for him, please." Director Liu is startled by this. He quickly reaches down and lifts her up, looking at Zara completely fallen apart, thinking of how fragile my body is. As both a doctor and someone older, he can't hold his ground. "Get up first." Director Liu exhales deeply. "Things may not be as bad as they seem. Here's what I can do. I can try to reach out to him and pass your message along. But whether he responds, whether he reaches out to you, I can't promise anything." To Zara, those words sound like the most beautiful thing she's ever heard. The crying stops instantly. Hope lights up her eyes. She nods again and again. "Yes, yes, please. Thank you, Director Liu. Thank you so much." She pulls out her phone right away, choosing each word carefully, and types out a long message to forward. It's full of apologies, of regret, of explanations, and desperate pleading. She begs me to tell her where I am, begs me to let her come back. Director Liu forwards it to me right in front of her. Then comes the long, agonizing wait. Zara goes home, staring at her phone without blinking, refreshing every few seconds. Desperate for a reply from Director Liu or from me, she waits all the way into the evening. Finally, the phone goes off. It's Director Liu. Zara's heart pounds. With shaking fingers, she opens it. No text, just a screenshot. The screenshot shows the chat between Director Liu and me. Director Liu sent her long message in full. My reply is 2 short lines. "Too long, didn't read. Do not contact me again." 8 words, 8 ice-cold blades. They tear apart the hope that had just begun to form inside Zara. She feels like she's been dropped into a frozen lake, cold from head to toe, every breath like she's inhaling ice. She sinks into the couch and stays there for a long time, before something in her slowly gathers again. She refuses to give up. With trembling fingers, she starts typing again under Director Liu's thread, another long, desperate message, but partway through, she deletes every word. She hurls the phone across the cushion, curls herself into the couch, and loses all sense of direction. Then suddenly she jolts upright, dashes to the bedroom, and finds the cracked camera I left behind. The memory card still works. She transfers the video to her computer and plays it over and over, watching me cough up blood, watching me suffer. Her heart breaks in ways she has no words for. Her fingers drift across the cold screen without thinking, as if she could reach through it to touch my face, to wipe away the blood. But all she feels is the hard, cold glass of the monitor. She pulls her hand back. She watches in silence again and again. Then she hears it. The line in the video where I say, "Go be with Eli. That's what you want." Zara holds her breath. Her heart races in a way she can't describe. But when did he find out? She always believed she had kept it so well hidden, at least around Rain, she had tried to keep her distance. She scrambles through her memories and lands on a specific day. I was walking downstairs with her, and we ran into Eli. She went to make tea in the kitchen. I was alone with Eli for a few minutes. Could it have been that Eli said something to her that day? But that was already near the end of the cooling off period. Even if he had found out something then, there's no way he could have had the divorce agreement ready that far in advance. Zara pushes her memory further back, to over a month ago. The day I came in for a follow-up and ran into her. The day I tricked her into signing the so-called property transfer. But by that day I had already prepared the divorce agreement, which means the decision to leave her had been made even earlier. But when exactly? Zara goes through our days together, one by one, most of them quiet and unremarkable. Nothing standing out, except for one. About a month before she tricked me into signing, Eli had just finalized his divorce and Zara was low. She called him out for drinks. They both got completely drunk. She barely managed to get Eli home, then stumbled back herself. That night, had she said something to me in that state that she shouldn't have? Revealed something about her feelings for Eli? The thought makes Zara's heart skip several beats. The color drains from her face. She doesn't sleep that night, replaying years of memories like a film that won't stop. For most of her early life, her world truly held only one person, Eli. She genuinely, deeply loved him. So much so that when he once casually mentioned wanting to become a doctor, she threw herself into her studies and got into medical school. But then Eli got married, and the bride wasn't her. It took her a long time to barely come to terms with that. She forced herself to bury those feelings, to see him only as a younger brother, as a childhood friend and nothing more. Then she met me. 5 years into the marriage, Eli's shadow had actually been fading, but I hadn't really taken his place either. After all these years of knowing me, she always felt something complicated toward me, but never that spark, never that rush. She told herself that marriage didn't need that. That responsibility and routine could hold things together. Part of why she chose me was a kind of compensation, making up for her younger self who had loved someone she couldn't have. She wanted to give me a happy ending, as if that could somehow heal the wound she never fully closed. But she was naive. Getting what you want when the feelings aren't real can sometimes be more painful than never getting it at all. And this kind of marriage, built on compensation, was always going to hurt both of them. After the wedding, faced with how intensely I loved her, and faced with the hollow guilt of not being able to love me the same way, Zara felt a pressure and suffocation she had never known before. Her instinct was to run, so she proposed the secret marriage, as if keeping it hidden meant it hadn't really started, as if she could still keep some part of herself, still have a way out. I said yes. I said yes without hesitation. And so, Zara stepped into marriage in a haze of avoidance and wishful thinking, clueless and selfish. In the 5 years that followed, she never once reached out to Eli on her own. Every interaction came through mutual friends, through gatherings she couldn't avoid. After seeing him, when the feelings got complicated, she would write something like a diary entry, never intending for anyone to read it. It was more like a way of processing herself, a ritual of letting go of the past, and a reminder to herself of the present, a reminder that someone worth holding on to was right beside her. But letting go is never simple. Over a decade of growing up together, certain habits of care had long since become instinctual. Her eyes would follow him without meaning to, her tone would soften around him whether she wanted it to or not. Even knowing it was impossible, she genuinely wanted him to be happy. So when Eli hit rock bottom, she couldn't stop herself from showing up, from staying close, hoping he'd get back on his feet. She told herself it was just what friends do. These thoughts, buried deep, she never shared with anyone. She believed she had hidden them perfectly, but she forgot. Right beside her was someone who made her his entire world, someone who noticed every tiny shift in her mood, every small thing she felt. So her secret had never really been a secret at all. Every move she thought was innocent had been a blade to me, driving me deeper into despair each time, until this sudden, unavoidable divorce arrived, until Zara saw the signed agreement and the terminal diagnosis. She finally, far too late, understood that she had never been hiding anything. But what tears her apart now isn't just being tricked into signing. It's that I hid everything from her completely. Sick as I was, I never breathed a word to her until the very end. And the enormous lie I told her, disguising the divorce agreement as a property transfer, and the cold finality of it all, leaving without a word, cutting off every connection, not leaving her even one chance to hold on. But what makes her angriest, what hurts the most, is herself. She hates herself for being a doctor who failed to notice her own husband's illness. She hates herself for being a wife who never truly cared about her husband's body or his heart. She hates herself for not waking up until she had already lost everything, for only then understanding what I truly meant to her. Over 1,800 days and nights living side by side, I had become like the air in her life, seeping silently into every corner without her ever noticing. She had grown so used to my presence, my care, my patience, even my completely unconditional love. She took all of it and foolishly mistook it for routine, not love. It was only when I vanished completely, when I pulled myself out of the air she breathed, that she felt herself suffocating. Too late, she realizes her heart had already made its choice. From the moment she held that marriage certificate, from the moment she decided to share her life with me, I had become a part of her that couldn't be removed. It wasn't that she didn't love me, it's just that the love arrived too late, understood too slowly, buried too long under her own foolishness and selfishness. 2 days later, Zara has exhausted every option she can think of, and still can't reach me or find any trace of where I've gone. Thinking of how my life now flickers like a candle in the wind, her fear grows with every passing hour. She's terrified that this lifetime will end without her ever seeing me again, that even one last goodbye has become too much to hope for. Zara finally turns all of her focus onto me. Eli has been reaching out to her repeatedly over these days, checking in on her. She ignores every message, until Eli gets worried enough to show up in person and finds Zara looking completely destroyed. Eyes swollen like she's been crying for days. Dark circles so deep it's like she hasn't slept in a week. Zara, what's going on? What happened? Eli is shaken by what he sees. Now, faced with Eli, Zara looks at him with something impossibly tangled inside her. She understands everything now. It was her own indecision, her going back and forth, that hurt two people deeply. She can't keep stalling. Everything needs to be said. Eli, her voice comes out hoarse and rough. I have to be honest with you. I did have very strong feelings for you once, for a long time. Eli goes still, not expecting this. But, Zara takes a breath, looking him straight in the eye with a clarity and steadiness she's never had before. That was the past. Right now, in my heart, you are my little brother, my best friend, nothing more. The reason I've been ignoring you is because, she says my name, and her voice starts to shake again. Her eyes go red. I lost him, I hurt him, and now he doesn't want me anymore. Something dawns on Eli. His expression tightens. Rain, what exactly is he to you? Zara doesn't hesitate for a second. She answers word by word. He is my husband. We have been secretly married for 5 years. What? Eli staggers back a step, his face full of disbelief. You're married? So when Rain talked about the wife he was divorcing, that was you? In this moment, everything becomes clear to Eli. He's stunned into silence. Then a wave of regret and guilt, vast and overwhelming, crashes over him. That strange gut feeling he'd had, it was real all along. And all this time, without knowing it, he had become the person standing between a husband and wife. He should have seen it. The way Zara acted around me, the way I used to look at Zara. So many signs. But what he really can't forgive himself for is sitting in front of me and going on and on about his history with Zara, even asking me that awful question. That was pouring salt into an open wound he didn't even know existed. He had also just gone through a divorce. He knows exactly what that kind of betrayal feels like. He can't believe that unknowingly, he became part of what broke things apart. Maybe even the final push that drove me away. Why did you hide all of this? Eli's emotions start to slip. Anger and guilt mixing together. This isn't fair to Rain at all. Do you have any idea how cruel this has been to him? I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. This is all my fault. Zara's head drops. The tears come again, flooding. She has known for a long time that she was wrong, but I won't even give her the chance to say so. I'm not the one you owe an apology to. Rain is. Eli's expression goes cold, his tone harder than she's ever heard it. Zara, do you know why my marriage ended? My ex-wife had someone else in her heart. I know exactly what that feels like. What you did to Rain is a deep wound. It's a betrayal. Zara cries harder, her whole body unsteady. I know. I should have understood sooner. But right now I can't reach him. He won't see me. He won't give me the chance to say I'm sorry. That's not true. Eli cuts her off, his gaze sharp. You were married for 5 years. If you cared about him even the smallest amount, you wouldn't be completely unable to find him. He takes a breath, his voice heavy and blunt. Maybe it's not that Rain has given up. Maybe the problem is you. Zara, you need to really think about this. Did you ever in these 5 years truly treat him as your husband? Did you ever genuinely care for him, or is that why you know almost nothing about him? Zara's eyes fill with endless regret and pain. She says nothing. She just lets the tears fall. Watching Zara collapse into silence, all of Eli's anger and blame can only compress itself into one long, heavy exhale. Think harder. You were his wife. There has to be a way. Don't waste time. Don't make Rain wait too long. With that, Eli turns and walks away without looking back, not a trace of hesitation. Zara crouches on the floor, head in her hands, tears soaking into the carpet. 3 days later, it has been 5 days since I left. Zara feels like she's losing her mind. In that time, she has gone through every person who might know where I am. My colleagues, my neighbors. She even tried to contact my parents. Nothing. She has started to let herself think the unthinkable. What if Rain is already gone? That thought surfaces and she shoves it back down hard. But the terror that follows is even worse. She can't let herself go there. What if, when she finally finds me, it's already too late? She would never forgive herself. But sometimes when despair goes deep enough, it pushes out a sliver of clarity. Zara goes to consult a lawyer. The answer she gets opens up the narrowest crack of hope. The lawyer explains that yes, once the cooling off period ends, the marriage is automatically dissolved. But to actually obtain the divorce certificate and fully complete the legal process, both parties must appear together at the Civil Affairs Bureau. If one party refuses, the other can file through the courts, but that takes time. Which means as long as she doesn't go to collect the certificate, or as long as she can make me come back to do it with her, then legally, we are not completely finished. She could use that as a reason to bring me back. With that thought taking shape inside her, Zara feels something refill in her, and she goes straight back to the hospital to find Director Liu. Director Liu, please, I need one more favor. Please tell Rain I agree to the divorce, but he has to come back. We need to go to the Civil Affairs Bureau together to get the certificate. Otherwise, I can't move forward and start a new life with Eli. Over these past days, Director Liu has stayed in contact with me, mostly checking on my health, while gently passing along Zara's growing panic and regret. Now, hearing what Zara is asking, Director Liu can barely believe what he's hearing. Joe, have you really decided this? You're choosing Eli just walking away from the husband you've shared 5 years with? And he is currently. Director Liu doesn't finish. He doesn't need to. No, that's not it. Zara shakes her head quickly, her voice rushed and almost desperate. Director Liu, you've got it wrong. I've tried everything and I cannot reach Rain. This is the only reason that might bring him back. I've already told Eli the truth. We're just friends. The person I love has always been Rain. Please, just one more time. Let me see him. Let me tell him myself face to face. Please. Director Liu looks at her, worn down and wrecked, but with a steadiness in her eyes he hasn't seen before. He thinks of everything she's gone through these past days, and he finally believes her. He sighs and agrees. Meanwhile, back in my hometown, I've packed a small bag and am getting ready to set out on the farewell journey I planned. These past few days I've been with my parents, doing my best to make them happy. They've sensed something is wrong with my health. With my vague explanations, they've assumed I'm just burned out from work and need some rest. They're reluctant to see me go, but they respect my choice, only asking me again and again to please take care of myself. I've just arrived at the train station when my phone buzzes. A message from Director Liu. Rain, Dr. Joe asked me to pass this along. She agrees to the divorce, but she insists you need to come back in person. Both of you need to go to the Civil Affairs Bureau together to make it official. She says otherwise she has no way to move forward with Eli. I read it, pause for a moment, then understand. She's in a rush to be with Eli. That's why she needs the certificate so urgently. Fine. I'm already on my way out anyway. Going back once to tie everything up cleanly, to give her what she needs to move on, also closes a chapter for me. I don't feel hurt, just the quiet relief of something finally settling, though I still have no desire to see her. I make a separate call to Mr. Zhang to confirm the details. He confirms everything. I hang up, resigned. Fine then. One last trip back. A clean ending. I cancel my original ticket and rebook for the city. One thing worth noting, my body has held on longer than the doctors initially predicted. It has already been more than the 1 month they originally predicted. My condition is even slightly better than when I was in the hospital. I'm still weak, but at least the frequent vomiting of blood has stopped. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because after the divorce, my heart finally let go of that crushing weight, and I just feel lighter now. 6 or 7 hours later, the train arrives in High City. Marcus comes to pick me up. The moment he sees me, he looks me up and down in surprise. You actually look better than last time. What's going on? Don't tell me it was a misdiagnosis. I smile, pull open the car door and get in. How is that possible? Terminal illness doesn't get misdiagnosed. I've just been in a better mood lately. Your face shows what's in your heart. So why are you back here to see her? Marcus starts the car, asking with confusion, why not take advantage of feeling good and go enjoy life, travel the world? Got some things to take care of. I'll leave once they're done. I buckle up, my tone flat. By the way, why did she suddenly agree to the divorce so easily this time? I heard she was running around looking for you like a madwoman. Marcus gossips while driving. Because I watch the scenery fly past the window, my voice perfectly calm. She's marrying Eli. She needs the divorce certificate. What? Marcus jerks the steering wheel, nearly sideswiping the car next to him. His face turns red with anger. That woman, she's still hung up on that guy. Rain, if you ask me, you shouldn't have come back at all. Forget her. She doesn't deserve you making this trip, but I don't care anymore. I smile. Coming back is fine. Before I go, I don't want to owe her anything or have any more ties. A clean break gives me peace of mind. Shortly after getting in the car, I receive a message from Director Liu asking if I'm back in High City and suggesting I come in for a follow-up checkup. I don't agree. She already knows about my relationship with Zara. Without a doubt, Zara is waiting for me at the hospital. Could you please pass a message to Zara for me? Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, at the Civil Affairs Bureau. Let's make it quick. I don't have much time. When the message is sent, Zara is standing right by Director Liu's side. In that moment, all her anticipation and joy come crashing down. The disappointment nearly suffocates her, but Director Liu has already done so much for her. Zara doesn't lose heart. She immediately replies, agreeing. See you tomorrow. Then she rushes home. She hasn't been idle during this time. She went through every detail of our 5 years of marriage, relying on memory and photos I once took, scouring the internet for identical items, buying back everything I had sold or moved out, every couple's item, every piece of furniture and decoration, restoring the old apartment to look the way it did when I was still there. She even prepared some surprises for me at home, handwritten apology letters, clumsily cooked meals. She even took an extended leave from the hospital, planning to stay by my side every single second during my final days, taking care of me. The next day, I'm waiting on time at the Civil Affairs Bureau, but Zara arrives late and her hands are empty. She hasn't brought anything. In that moment, I know she's not here to get divorced. You told me to come here to get the divorce certificate and you show up with